Just gonna off to a local fishing lake, it's a day ticket commercial that you have to book in advance. I booked to swim up early, want to get my money's worth. But I just want to have a quick look in the worm farm before we go, because I'm going to harvest a few today to see how we go. As you can see, I put a bit of newspaper in there. You can see a little bit of eggshell on the top. They're definitely, sometimes they're all up on the sides, although they've calmed down a bit now. Well, there is one up on the side there, actually. I missed him. So what I'm going to do is have a look, see if we can see any, and take some fishing and see if we can use them. Some of them are getting really big now as well. Oh yeah, look at that. Some cracking ones there. See a bit of banana skin there. They seem to love the banana skin. Yeah, some decent sized ones now. They're definitely coming along. So I'm going to get some of them out, put them in a tub, and I'll speak to you when I get out on the lake. Fishing, guys. And that's really as much as I can say. I haven't fished a sort of a day ticket commercial like this for ages. It's not my normal sort of run-of-the-mill sort of thing, but we'll see how we get on. Fishing 2 rods, got that Sugai Lang, whatever it's called, Chinese feeder rod, the travel rod, tiny, packs down really small. I did a little sort of a bit of a review on that about Christmas time, I think. So that's, yeah, so hopefully we can get a fish out on that. And I'm fishing the centre pin on my little 11-foot match rod, because I've not fished it on a still water before, and I just wanted to have a try of that, really. So just fishing a little waggler with some maggots. So fingers crossed we can get a few fish out. There you go, guys, check that out. Nice bream there, a little bit battered, but very welcome. The first fish I've had today. It's been really slow going. Cracking little bream though. Well, how about that then, guys? Beautiful roach there. That was just on a single mag. I haven't even got the GoPro up and running yet. So, yeah, a better day, and the weather's absolutely fantastic. Just to let you know, it's a different day today. I'm at a different venue, but I'll tell you more about that in a bit. There you go, guys, cracking little roach. They're absolutely lovely little fish. And another one, guys, that one was almost on the drop. Hopefully I've got a shoal. Now the challenge will be trying to keep them in the swim. Go, guys, another little roach there. Really bluey sheen on that one. Lovely little fish, just as the sun's going in. Well, they're definitely of a standard in here, guys. They're lovely. There's no real tiny little sort of scrappy ones. These are all, you know, reasonable sort of hand-sized roach. If you were fishing a match or something and you could get into these in a big way, they'd be a cracking little bit of sport. Well, that weren't too bad a session. Obviously, it's a different day from when we started. Day after, I only had that one bream at the day ticket where I was at. It was a tough old day there. There was about half the swims full, and only 2 of them really produced sort of numbers of fish throughout the day. The odd person had the odd fish. You know, quite a few carp hangers blanked. And then where I was today, there were 2 other people course fishing who didn't have any fish whatsoever. They only did a couple of hours, but it took me a long while to build that swim for them roach. They started coming quite quickly. I gave up filming after 6 hours on the GoPro, so you didn't see the last few of those fish, but they were much the same sort of stamp. But yeah, I mean, once they got in and feeding, I managed to sort of hold them in the swim, but it took ages to build it, to be honest, all day, just feeding little bits of bait here and there. So that's the way to do it this time of year, I guess. But yeah, rewarding and really good to try the centre pin on a still water, which I hadn't done before, so that was really enjoyable. Obviously, what I'll do when I get home, I'm going to do just a bit of a rundown on what gear I take fishing a still water by bike. So I'm out on the bike, which is a bit more gear than when I'm roving the rivers, but that's what it's going to be now until June, obviously, because there are no access to the rivers, although there is a lovely one there behind me which warrants some investigation. So yeah, anyway, I'll catch up with you when I get home, and it'll probably be later in the week, and we'll talk about the gear I'm taking. So yeah, anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Right guys, as promised, just a little talk about when I fish a still water with a bicycle. So if I'm fishing roving the rivers, then I don't take certain things, like I don't need a seat, I don't need rod rest or pods or anything like that, and I tend not to take as much volume of ground bait, and so they're really the kind of things that are added bulk, and the chair is probably the biggest thing. So I mean, you know, if you go back to the video fishing, I think it was called the biggest fish I caught on a centre pin, is when I caught a nice chub from a few weeks ago. You'll see I did a talk featuring the bag of many pockets, a cheap bag of many pockets, which that still comes with me. It's the same equipment. Still use a pannier on my bike, but what the differences are is for sort of ground bait, I'll take a bigger pot. I've recently got a folding ground bait bucket, and I didn't use it on this particular session because it hadn't arrived in time. So yeah, I don't know why I never bothered with one before, to be honest, because I would always take a big kind of oblong tub, or an old Tupperware or something. Obviously, the usual net, mat, safety equipment. Where I was fishing to start with there, you can't actually fish with bank sticks. You can't stick anything in the ground. So I've been having to play with a few things. Got a pod there. It's a Dinsmore's rod pod. I think it's about £22. And it's quite light. It's quite compact. It's a small one. It's not one of these massive ones with all cross braces and stuff. So it's that goes in the pannier. That slots in the pannier, and I can normally manage that in the chair, which is here. I'm not going to talk you through the chair because I'm still not 100% happy with my chair situation. It's really difficult taking a comfortable large chair when you're going by bike, and I've not found one that is sturdy enough and lasts the test of time and is not bulky. This one seems quite good. It's a beach chair, but they make a fishing chair just the same, but the beach chair was a tenner cheaper, and it was blue, not green, and they're identical. So I'll put a link to this chair. It's like a low slung one. I've found it quite good. I've used it probably about 10 times now, and it seems to be holding up quite well. And the good thing about it is it has the back of it comes in half, and that means that on one of the cross pieces I can put a universal rest bar, or what are these called? Feeder bar is what I'm trying to think of, and it's got like a twisty grub screw thing there that slots on, and that comes in under my arm like that. Obviously I'm sat down on a chair, and goes out, and so if you can't fish with bank sticks, and since I've posted about that on social media, a few places have said you can't fish with bank sticks. So having a pod, even if you're not carp fishing, just if I'm fishing a feeder and a float rod, I'll quite often take the pod, just because it gives you something to put the feeder rod on, and then if you want to put the float rod or your rest, you're not using it, or you're swapping between it, just you're not leaving the rod in the dirt, the rod and reel in the dirt, which is quite handy. Failing that, I have 2 relatively short bank sticks that are adjustable. Well, I've got more than 2. I seem to accumulate these things, but yeah, I just go for that. I don't know what length that is. What's that, about a foot, 12 inches maybe, 14 inches, and they go up to whatever they go up to. another, you know, almost a foot again. And yeah, if I can use these, I'd rather take these, because these save on so much bulk. It's unbelievable. Because that's really the problem I find is bulk, not weight. I can normally just, you know, suck it up if I've got a really heavy backpack, heavy pannier or two. I'm not pedaling and not zipping around as quick as I would normally around town, but yeah, it's you know, it's when stuff gets bulky, that's when I struggle. Obviously the rod goes on the crossbar. I've got a brolly, but I've never actually taken the brolly by bike, because again, it's bulk, you know, it is heavy, but you know, I could probably manage the weight of it. It's just quite a, even when folded, it's quite a chunky thing, and once you've got a couple of rods excuse me, a couple of rods on the crossbar, then it doesn't really, you know, it becomes burdensome if you're trying to pedal and you've got, you know, something thick between your legs. For now. The only other thing which is quite bulky at this time of year is the flask, and I do take a big flask, because when you're freezing cold, there ain't much better than a cup of tea, especially when the bites aren't coming. It's about the only saving grace when I'm out and about. So I think that's probably covered sort of that, you know, what I wanted to talk about from that respect. Just fishing by bike when I fish a still water. I can manage it all. You know, I don't compromise on comfort or fish care. I you know, if it's going to rain, I take waterproof trousers and I'll take a golf umbrella. And I've never sat there and thought, God, I wish I had a brolly, even when it's chucked it down. I suppose you don't miss what you ain't got, or ain't had. And yeah, and I mean, I do get remarks, especially like bailiffs, and especially if it's a new place and they don't know me, and they're like, "You've come all the way here on bike with all that?" And yeah, I have. And yeah, I mean, it's just what I do. Yeah, it's great. I enjoy it, and it keeps me fit. And yeah, I mean, today I probably did about 7 miles, and that, you know, round trip, and that was great. So yeah, anyway, I'm waffling on. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully it's been useful for you. Hopefully I haven't waffled on. I can look at that. I've gone on for 6 minutes talking about the stuff I've taken, which is more than I wanted to do, but there it is. I'm sure if you were bored of it, you would have fast forwarded this bit by now, because that's the beauty of YouTube. You only got to watch the bits you like. So if you're only doing that, keep doing it, guys, because great. Thanks to everyone at thumbs up. Thanks to all the subscribers. We've been getting loads of new subscribers lately. If you want to check out other bits and bobs I do fishing wise, you know, you can see the fish I catch, floats I make, all bits and bobs really. Most of it's now on Facebook, on the Budget Angler Facebook page. We've got the Budget Angler community and the London Angling community as well on there, that I run both of those. There's some great members there, and I quite often meet members, you know, just out and about on my travels, and it's always good to sort of pop up and say hello when I do. So anyway, waffling on again. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys. Fish on.